Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So this is a video demo of how to create a scoring system using Google Form and Google Sheets. It is a bit involved. I'm sure there's probably easier ways, but for what it's worth, here is a template system that you can use for your children or yourself, or what have you. So you will start by going to the link that's in the video description, or you may have seen it in the chat message wherever you heard about this video, or just look at the description of the video and you'll see that. Perhaps someone from you may just compile the set of steps and type it out for others to benefit from, and you can put it in the comment and I can pin that comment, inshallah. Anyways, so if you start from that link, you put it in the browser or click on it, you will end up in this folder. So what I would like you to do next is create your own personal copy of it. So I'm going to create a copy, make a copy, right click and click make a copy. And then you would do the same thing for this green icon, which is the Excel sheet, and you say make a copy. So now you have your own copies for this. Show file location, then it will take you here. And what you can do is you can actually open it, double click open, and I'll explain how it works. And you can double click and open this as well. So first thing you do is rename the file. Okay, so let's say if you are doing it for yourself or a child, you can just put in the name, and now the file is renamed, and that's your private copy. You'd go in this Excel file, it'll do the same thing. The file is renamed, and that's your private copy. If you have multiple children, then you will just keep repeating the same system, or if you're doing it for multiple people. I'm sure there's, again, easier ways, but this is what I've got for you for now. Okay, so there you go. Okay, if you want to put in any sort of instructions, value system, point system, scoring system, whatever, you can, put that information up here, edit, click here, and then you can edit, play around with it as you like. So I've got some sample questions for you here, and they each have a different format, and then you can figure out what you want, right? So if you want a behavior, bad behavior, you can describe it, whatever it is, right? Being late for salah, or shouting, or not being on time, or missing workout, whatever you want to track. And then how many bad behaviors happen. You can put it, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. So none of this is required questions. So when you're filling it, you can choose whatever. If you want to create more such things, you can just click on this copy, and then you can keep making more of these. This is an example of a good behavior, right? Also, you enter the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, right? Another simple example. Now, this is an example of a yes/no question. So if you click on it, that means that this was done. If you don't click on it, that means it wasn't done. Okay, and you can keep filling the form multiple times a day, or you can just do it at the end of the day, however you choose to do it. I'm showing you this example of radio buttons as well, so you can use that, or you can use this for yes/no question as well. So there's a reason I'm using 1 for yes and -1 for no. If you just want to add some additional points or something special, you can also do this as well. Again, you can do a plus or minus, right? So if you want to subtract points, you can just do -5, plus you can just add +5, whatever. So this is just a template, and whatever you like more of, you can click on it and then click copy here. So you can copy it. If you don't want it, you can just delete it. Okay, so with that, you will basically create your own system that you want to do. So once that's done, then you will click on here, copy responder link. You can shorten the link, and now you have your link here. You can copy. And then you can bookmark that link. So for example, if you're filling form at the end of the day, or even you can do it throughout the day, you can just copy like this, record your email. I guess this can be turned off in the setting if you care about it, but I just have it for now on. So let's say I'll just put in 0. Here I'll put in 1. I can do 2 instances of good behavior. Let's say you can put 2 here. You can click on it for yes. If you don't want, you can just leave it unchecked as well. Here I'll do 0. I'll just do yes for the sake of it. Here I'll do -1, for example. Special, I'll just do like say -4. Okay, you can add any comments or whatever. And then you can hit submit. Okay. Now, one thing I forgot to do, but anyways, you can do it now. Click on submit another response, and then actually you'll go back to the to the form editing here, so you can see responses have already been covered. But what you need to do then is you want to click on link to sheets. Link to sheets. Okay. Then you want to click on select existing spreadsheet. And now you'll pick the spreadsheet that you made a copy of. Okay, so click on select. It will show you the spreadsheet that you have in your Google. I'm going to click this one. So remember I created a copy of it and I renamed it. So you will have your own copy of it. Then you can click on it and you can click insert. Now your responses will be captured here. Okay, so this is the document that you had copied. You can see the responses have come here. What you will do next is you will click here. So on column C, right? So whatever you have in your form will get copied here. The headings will be exactly what you have in the form. Then you do Control C. Okay, so you copied them all. Then I would like you to go to Scratch tab. So at the bottom of the tab, Scratch, go there. And then here, right on row 7, you will paste it. Boom. Okay, so on row 7, you pasted it, whatever you copied from there. Okay, let me explain to you what's happening on row 4. So row 4 is a multiplier. So you might want to emphasize certain habits and you might want to multiply them by 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. Some negative ones you want to do in -1, -2, -3. So for example, I'm doing this one is -10. This one is 10. It could be a 5, for example. It's up to you. This one should be negative because this is number of salah missed. So I might call it, let's say, -20 if it's a big deal, okay? So each salah you miss, you lose 20 points. This should be positive, and I'm going to give it +5 for Quran memorized. Oh, sorry, this is supposed to be positive as well. Let's say 3. This is salah miss. I'm going to go -10. Okay, this one I'm just going to do, let's say, a 1. Because this is where I was using -1 for no and +1 for yes. Okay, this one I'm going to put a 1 here, and comments I don't want to put anything. I'll just put a 0. Okay, because that's not I'm using it for scoring. Okay, now obviously you can see all these have errors. So what you can do is there are 2 types of formulas. Okay, there are 2 types of formulas, and I'll explain to you in a second how they work. If you haven't gotten to this step, please pause the video and make sure you've caught up to all these steps. Okay, so here I'm creating a formula. So what you will do is you double click and you will copy the formula by double clicking it, because I want you to copy the exact formula and not use the Control C, Control V, because that will mess up the formula. Once again, double click, okay? Actually, before we go there, I want to show you something. So look at this form response, right? So some things are numbers and some things are yes, no. Okay, so if you want to do the number formula, which means that you just want to copy whatever is here and you will get it copied in the scratch part. And I'll explain to you why I'm doing this, because the reason for this is that you might have a multiple entries for the same day. Actually, let me just quickly do that. I want to show you quickly. So I'm going to do the second entry of the day. Maybe you did one entry in the morning and then, a good behavior happened and you want to make another entry. Usually you might just do one entry in the day, but some people might want to do multiple entries in a day or however you want to do it. So I'm just going to make another entry, for example. And I'll just do -34, whatever, submit. Now, if I go back to my sheet, I can see 2 entries. Okay, so what I want to do is if I go on Scratch, so this is the formula to capture the value as is. So you do Control C, and I'll put it here. Oh, okay, interesting. So one issue that has happened is this is called form responses 3. When you're copying from here, anyways, I will change it. So it will be called form responses 3. So you won't have to worry about it. Just do that here quickly. You won't have to do it when you do it, you will see form responses 3. Okay. This will be set form responses 3. Okay. So it's now copied from there. Okay. So now it's copied. Just make sure that, as you can see, it's saying C2 and this is C. So if you're copying in row C, it should be C. Okay. So the column should match. So I click on this Control C. You can copy it here, Control V. I can copy it here as well. Okay, so look, this is saying now D because I'm in column D, and this is saying E. So what it's doing is adding all the values for the same day. If you have an entry for a different day, it won't add it here. Okay, I'll show that to you in a second. Okay, so look, if you go in form responses, it's 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's why this one has 4. Okay, now for the sake of it, what I'll just do just for demo purposes, let me just, for example, copy the whole row. But here, I'll call it, let's say 18th of February. Okay, let me just call it 3, just call it 1, just to show. Now, if you go in your Scratch tab, you can see this is 3 and this is 2. It's not adding because that was a different day. Okay, so hopefully so far you're with me. So it's very important you want to step at a time, otherwise you might get lost. Okay, now Quran memorization is a yes/no thing. So I want to take this formula. Okay, this formula checks if it's empty or not, instead of just taking the value, because if I just copy this, Control C, Control V, it wouldn't work. So I need a yes/no formula. Yes/no formula can be grabbed from here. Okay, so again, you will just take that, 3, 3, and here, because you're copying into column E, so you just want to manually change that to, the J should be changed to E. Once again, the J should be changed to E because you're copying in column E. So you do controls, no. So you double click, I grab them all, and then I go and I copy it here. So it should be F. J should be changed to F. One second. So this is what I've done here, F, okay? The rest you can just copy from your Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, and comments, you don't have to do anything. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so hopefully you're here now. I want to show you. Let's say if you don't care about the weekly totals, then you don't have to worry about it. All you need to do is this is already set for you, so you don't have to do anything. Everything else is done. If you don't care about the weekly stuff, you're done. Let me tell you why you might want to care about the weekly stuff as opposed to the daily stuff in a second. So now your scoring will come on this tab, which is dashboard, right? So you can see that the daily balance is 25, and this, if whatever negative score is here, it will come here basically. Okay, so it's coming from C10, and this is coming from C10 if the multiplier is 0. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so this is a bit messed up. Yep, C10. Is correct. So we do have a -1 here. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the reason it's not coming because the multiplier is not negative. But I guess that's fine. Can ignore that for now. Okay, so this will total it up 15, 20, minus 1, 19. So it should be 19 on the dashboard. And it is not. Let's see why not. So 21 and 26 minus 1. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, yeah. So this is fine, right? It is 25. Okay, so that's that. Now, if you want to do weekly, let's say you want to have a weekly one. So for example, you can click here. This is already date. And then this is 7 days after whatever date you want to put here. So that's one option. So if you want to do weekly, then what you need to do is you go back to scratch, and then you have to take this formula, double click on it. Okay, and then, sorry, you want to cook this one. Okay, and all you will do is the following. You do Control A or Command A, depending on the machine you're using, and then you come and paste it here under cumulative. Okay, you double click on it again. You can see it's matching with the C. The C should be matching because it's in C column, okay? And then you can just copy it across, except for where you don't want to copy the value, you're just looking for if the cell is empty or not. In this case, you will double click here and you will take this one, just like how we did before. So this is basically, instead of just summing over today's date, it's summing over the whole week. Okay, and again, this is J, so you want to make it E because you're copying it into column E. Okay, Control A, Control C. And you will do it here. Just like that. Look, so now you can see the score differences because now it's capturing the whole week. So the cumulative value here for column D is different than the daily one because we have an entry for tomorrow. Okay. Rest, you will just copy like this here, just like how we did before. Same thing can be here. Okay, now if you go under dashboard, there you go. You can see the value per point is showing you the daily one. It's also showing the weekly total. Again, the difference between daily and weekly is because we have these entries. And this is for tomorrow. Okay, hope that's useful. Enter your comments or reach out to me if you have any comments or if I can be of any help. Hopefully it's useful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.